Right now, 42 plus million Americans are deeply concerned about the rising cost of food. And what are they going to see as far as SNAP benefits are concerned? Are we about to see a massive cut to many beneficiaries? Are we going to see some people just don't get any EBT? Or are we actually going to see, and this is a very likely option, that we could see cuts for millions of people? So I'm going to break all this down, explain what is going on, and why so many people are so concerned now, even though prices for food have been going up for several years. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on and what we are likely to see moving forward. But before I do, all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So it's crazy to think, but according to reports, there are now more and more discussions of potentially reducing the funding that goes to SNAP benefits and EBT, meaning millions of people could see less benefits to help them pay for food. Well, here's the issue. Tariffs right now are stoking fear in the United States population that the food costs here in the US are about to go up. Even though President Trump said that yes, he is going to lower the cost of food, these tariffs that are going to be put in place are going to increase costs temporarily. This is going to hurt the American people. But at the same time, according to the Trump administration, this is the best thing moving forward for the U.S. economy. So we'll see what happens there. There is one good thing, though. There's one good thing about tariffs on food, and it's this. It says there's a renewed interest in local food systems. I actually have a friend that has a local farm down in California, and he tells me all the time that because of the rising cost of food from other countries like Mexico, he's selling more local produce. His sales at the local farmers markets through the roof, simply because people are opting to go to the farmers market, buy local as opposed to buying from Mexico or Canada or from some other country if they have the option. But I want to show you this. It says it's been a lifesaver. It says millions risk going hungry as Republicans propose slashing food stamps. Now, I want to be very clear on this. Republicans and Democrats alike have discussed lowering the cost of things, of certain programs such as SNAP benefits. And one of the things that the Trump administration is doing is they're being very upfront. Instead of what Democrats did and said that, yeah, we're going to give you this and this and this, and then they give some people what they were promising and then others don't get it, Republicans are saying, you know what, we have to make things fair. We are just going to take things off the table. I want to show you what is being talked about. Now look right here. It says, during a recent grocery store visit, Audrey Gwyneth spent $159.01 on items such as eggs, Greek yogurt, edamame, snaps, bagels, chia seeds, brownie mix, oatmeal, milk, cilantro rice, and pork sausage. The entire bill was paid for via her benefit transfer, or EBT, which is how recipients of the SNAP, of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, pay for groceries. Now, I want to show you a number here. Look at this right here. It says in the U.S., more than 1 in 8 households say they have difficulty getting enough food. SNAP, formerly known as food stamps, helps more than 42 million people fill those gaps and is considered the country's most effective tool to fight hunger. It is. But there's been discussions for some time to reduce the amount of money going to SNAP. Now, there's been talks that there's millions of dollars that go to SNAP every single month, and it's being paid to undocumented immigrants. Now, there's a lot of articles saying that no, it's actually against the law for undocumented immigrants to receive food. And even though that's the law in certain states, undocumented immigrants are continuing to get free food. Now, the hardest part about this is you don't want anyone to go hungry. It doesn't matter what side you're on. You don't want anybody to go hungry. But then lawmakers are saying that, yes, we should provide some support for people that are in the United States, don't have any documentation. And until they go back to their home country, we should still provide some type of benefit to them. But then you got many Republicans that say, well, that's great, but if we are going to provide benefits to all these undocumented immigrants, why are we now fighting over the funding that's going to pay for businesses and taxes and Social Security and other things like that? I want to show you something. It says right here, a proposed $2 trillion U.S. spending cuts could slash food benefits used by about a third of Philadelphians. It says nearly 500,000 city residents receive SNAP. Now, there's another article right here. It says, from food stamps to tax cuts, how the federal budget bill could affect Georgians. In every single city, in every single state, all across the United States, we are going to see changes. We are going to see people impacted because of what is currently going on. I want to show you this. It says, the Republican budget proposal that narrowly passed in the U.S. House on Tuesday, and again, this is a budget proposal, it's not a bill, calls for $2 trillion in spending cuts over a decade. And food benefits that support about a third of Philadelphia residents could face significant losses. It says, while it's unknown exactly how much would be slashed from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps, a former advisor to the director of the Office of Management and Budget told Newsweek that he expected funding would be trimmed by at least 20%. Okay, I want to discuss this. It says SNAP, a program that helps low-income households buy groceries, supports more than 42 million Americans, and 14% of Pennsylvania residents receive the benefit, about $285 per month on average in 2022. Okay, so this person that was a former advisor to the director of the Office of Budget and Management says they're expecting about a 20% cut, okay, 20% reduction. Now, here's the thing. Does this mean every single person that is currently receiving SNAP benefits is going to see a 20% cut to their monthly benefit? No, that's not what it says. What they are discussing is putting in a little more enhanced work requirements. So now people have to work more. If you want any of this benefit, you need to show that you're working, going to college, right? You're doing something, you're contributing to the U.S. economy in some way. If you do that, then you'll continue to receive benefits. But if you don't, then they're going to cut the people that are currently not doing what they want. This means they're not working, they're not going to college, they're not contributing. If you fall in that category, then yes, you could be cut from all benefits. Not 20%. There'd be a 100% reduction to your monthly benefits. You would simply be cut out of the program. So when they're talking about funding would be trimmed by 20%, just keep in mind, they're not talking about 20% off the top. Every single person that is currently eligible for SNAP benefits still receives it, but just 20% less? No. They're talking about reducing the amount of people that receive it by about 20%. Again, 42 million people currently receive this benefit. So that means what? 34 million people are going to be eligible at that point. The other 8+ million, maybe not. Yeah, potentially. So again, I just bring this to your attention because I want you to understand what is happening. Right now, we have many lawmakers that are saying that what the Trump administration is doing isn't right. But then others say, and many experts say that yes, this is exactly what has to happen. And this is why I've been warning that we are going to see pain for several months. Because as the Trump administration and the Department of Government Efficiency are looking at all these different ways to save money, they're going to start to figure out that some of the ways to save money actually hurt the American people temporarily. But again, in order to get to the good part, in order to get to the easy times, we have to fight through the tough times first. So, we'll see what happens moving forward, but that's what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.